Alright, well, this is Cody's garden, year 3 or 4. But what you're looking at here is a blackberry plant that I started last year. I bought the plant from Lowe's and put it in one of these grow boxes to see how it would do. And the blueberry died, but the blackberry's going strong. I didn't get any fruit from it last year. But as you can see, this year I've got some actual blossoms on it, and it's exploded in size. So as long as I keep it watered, I'm hoping I'll luck out. And I've got it on a drip system. These are peas. You can see I've got a small bloom on a couple of them, and this is my first time trying peas. I started these from seed. A couple of heirloom tomatoes. I've got a silver fir tomato on the right and a black tula on the left. I really liked the heirloom tomatoes when I tried them last year. Here's a rosemary plant. It's kind of struggling a little bit. You can see that it's brown at the bottom, and I think that comes from how cold it's been. That it's a big enough pot that I think it's getting plenty of drainage. It's just, I read somewhere that they like having their roots pretty warm, and it's been nippy at night. And here's a little tomato that I started from seed, and we'll see how that one survives. Walk around the greenhouse and we'll come back there later. So this is a pot that I thought I would just kind of plant with stuff and see what came up. And if you look right there, I've got a garlic coming up. So I filled this one with garlic, and I'm hoping it turns it right. This one's my first attempt at lettuce. We already harvested a little bit from the plants that you see in there, and I just went crazy and sprinkled mesclun all over there. And I'm hoping it'll be a good turnout. I anticipate another week and a half or so. There's a good old chive plant that reseeded itself after last year and has just exploded. Another grow box, and I've got 3 tomatoes and some Thai basil. And this tomato up to the front left is another heirloom one, a golden girl. We had that one last year and it was fantastic. Got in this big old pot 2 cherry tomatoes, and I'm hoping they work out. Last year I had a great year for cherry tomatoes. I probably got about 3 gallons worth, so it was fantastic. These 2 pots have got potatoes. This will be my first time trying potatoes. So far I think they're sprouting alright, but I haven't seen them break the surface. This pot right here has got beans in it, and I just checked it, and it looks like my bean seeds are starting to sprout. And a neighbor suggested that I try the beans. They're the Kentucky Best or Kentucky Reliable, something like that. And she said you grow them, keep them watered, they'll just produce all year. These are my first attempts growing stuff in boxes, which are, I guess, good biodegradable, sustainable potting solutions. The one on the right is filled with garlic, so I'm hoping that one comes out, but I haven't seen anybody sprout, unlike the one on the right. Or the pot I showed you. And then the one on the left is more potatoes, and I'd like to try some sweet potatoes. And then here's some mint that survived over last year. I've got it on a watering system this year, and it just seems to be producing bigger mint, and the plant's not spreading out as much as I'd like, so we'll have to see. And then let's go into the greenhouse. So this is the greenhouse that we built a couple months ago, and it's weathered a few near disasters, but all in all it's doing well. Here's some basil that I'm trying with seed, or trying from seed, so it's a little slow growing. Here's a tomato plant that I bought from Lowe's, and as you can tell, starting ahead with those, they've seen a lot more growth here inside the greenhouse than the ones outside. Again, 2 more tomatoes. Strawberry plant that I had left over from last year. You can see I've got a couple blossoms on it, and already some small strawberries on its way. Another tomato. Again, this is the granddaddy strawberry plant. I've had this one for a couple years. Here's a cucumber that I started from seed. And I put this one in a grow box that I built myself. It's pretty ugly, but it worked effectively in the past. Here's a new addition, a little bit of rosemary. And then here's actually an earth box, which is a little bit different. You water it from the top and it's completely covered. And I've got some Genovese basil in the back, and then 2 tomato plants, both of which that I started from seed, so they're doing real well, particularly this one on the left. And then finally, here's our herb box, and again, it's on another one of the grow boxes, and it's doing pretty well. The oregano and the chives are the only 2 things that weathered over from last year, but hopefully we'll have a good year here. And I actually had so much oregano that I tried drying it. This is just one day in, per a little backyard gardening book somebody gave me. So that's my garden this year. The date is 25 April 2010, and I'll have to send another update. Alright, bye.